welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Sotoro, and here I am joined by my lovely friend here today. Hello.
Hi, I am aforementioned lovely friend. Uh, I guess. My name is Earl. I am also here. I'm also here.
Yes, and we love you here. Yes, and today we're gonna have a fun little talk.
yeah, yeah. These two need to have conversation.
Yes. In case you guys didn't know, this is gonna be like after Eat Your Heart Out, so spoilers ahead for that fun little game.
And probably, you know, mild to medium angst warning, just
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
safe.
Just to be safe. Not planning anything bad, but uh, things happen.
Things happen, and that game was
It was
something.
something. It was something. It was something, alright. But yeah, so we're gonna start this wonderful little day. It's maybe like a weekish. How long after would you say?
I mean, I know that when we did Open Heart Stitchery, which is going to go up online after I finish editing Memory Lane, or not Memory Lane, I edited Memory Lane. After I finish editing Eat Your Heart Out, I know for that one we said it was about a week after um, the initial shenaniganery when all that happened. So I'd say maybe a couple days after that. So maybe it's been like a week and a half since the mess
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. We're gonna have time to like think about things, think about everything that happened, and oh boy, that's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things that did go on there, isn't it?
It sure has, yes. And well, Sandy has been thinking a lot, and she hasn't actually visited Ponlock in all that time, mostly because I kind of accidentally hurt him a little bit.
Oh, sweetie. It's okay. He doesn't blame you. It's alright. It wasn't your fault.
Well,
Uh,
you know, things happened. She should have been more careful, but she wasn't more careful.
it happens. You couldn't have been expecting that. And yeah, he hasn't really been able to visit her either because he's still getting the hang of this whole walking thing again. And probably shouldn't leave the house yet because, yeah, he's not the most graceful yet. At least
No.
twice or so a day, he does probably slam into a piece of furniture.
Oh, honey, baby. So,
He's working on it.
oh, we love it. We love it. We love to see the recovery, okay?
Yeah.
So on this day, Sandy has finally, after a bit of time, after talking to herself, after having some fun little shenanigans, she has gathered up her courage and has headed over to Bond's apartment. And yeah, she knows Vaughn is at work right now, and that's fine. She has the key. She has the key. She doesn't have to like try and break down the door or anything.
Yeah, because we've proven so far that breaking down the door to this apartment is just it might not be a thing that's possible.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like at
yeah,
this point, it just might not be a thing that you can do.
who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is Sandy, so
Yeah, good point. Baby's a barbarian.
yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Ugh, bless
Sandy
her heart.
has a key. Sandy has a key because she actually visits her mother a lot, and they talk a lot. But just this week, she hasn't actually visited much at all because yeah, Bunlock's there, And Bone has to
Yeah.
recover. Bone has to get better, and she's a bit nervous. She has been fidgeting a lot with the embroidery, the heart embroidery in her dress, or her new dress. She has
Aw.
a new outfit. That's
Hell
fun.
yeah.
That's fun.
Pretty
And
new dress.
she's right there at the door, and she has the key in her hand, but also she's just like staring down the door as if she's contemplating her decisions that she's about to do right now.
She's having a staring contest with the door, and somehow the door is winning.
Yes, somehow, but some miracle. And she reads out, and she gives a tiny bit of a knock, and then puts the key in the doorknob and slightly unlocks it, and slightly, ever so slightly, opens the door. Uh, hi?
Um, and Bunlock, who was just kind of um sitting on this, you know, fold out cot that he had in his hammer space that he insisted on setting up because he is not going to steal McSpawn's bed from them. Uh, kind of like jumps a bit in surprise and looks up and looks at the door, which is ever so slightly cracked open. He probably can't see Sandy through it, so he just blinks, looks back, looks forth, blinks again, and waves. Uh, hello, who's there?
um, and Sandy opens the door a little bit more and like slightly inches inside and closes the door and turns on the lights and is like, "Hi, it's wait, no, you don't actually know how my face. Wait, hold on." And then she starts digging into her pockets. Yeah, and she pulls out a Fox Max and she puts it on like, "Hi, it's me."
Oh, oh, Miss Iolite, or Sandy,
Yeah,
Sandy.
yeah, Sandy,
Hi,
because Adelaide is actually like not me. It's like a character thingy. Like we did that with Gilly, and that was really fun with it. Like the Lila and Adelaide, that was fun. But yeah, hi,
hello. It's good to see you.
it's good to see you too. Are you okay? And she takes off the mask now, and she's like kind of like holds it a little bit close, kind of like her fingers are like a little bit tapping into it, like fidgeting, but basically.
Oh, bless her heart. Um, he smiles and he nods. Um, and he holds out his hands in very much a look hands type gesture. Like,
Yes!
yes, isn't it wonderful?
She like kind of like a little bit rushes up to Bonlog, but then like kind of stops herself so that she doesn't like bump into him or anything, and she like kind of like inches a little bit back, and then looks at the hands and she's like excited, and like there's stars in her eyes, and like you have like little fluffy thingies, fluffy things, sleeves.
Yes, ages. It's been ages since we've actually had hands. We almost forgot how to use them. But he wiggles his fingers and he looks very happy.
You know, that would be really, really bad if you didn't have hands, because hands are really useful. You can use them for things.
They are useful. Like he nods, like she's just said the smartest thing in the universe.
So, how you look new? You look different. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, actually, Sandy, you might want to roll perception.
Sure. Perception for this 9-year-old. That's a 4.
Oh boy, sweetie. Okay. Let's see. What do you see with a 4? Well, you certainly see that he's there, and that he's sitting on what looks like a bed, but slightly smaller and kind of like a hammock, kind of. And you see that he's got a whole bunch of fabric in his lap, and he's not wearing what he was when you first met him, and that's it.
That's it. And that's okay. Sandy sees this, yeah!
Um, and he smiles and looks very happy and says, "Yes, Mixbon helped us with getting a new body because our last one was not doing so great."
Wait, what? You got
And sorry, go ahead.
no, this is like very confused. Like, you got a new body? That's the thing. You can do that?
Well, we don't know about other tunes, but we can. It's sort of a factor of our design, we think, because the whole toy thing. We were actually supposed to have it be that every time a piece of us got broken, it would be replaced, but well, we haven't been in for repairs for a while, so we kind of started falling apart, and it wasn't great. But now he rolls up the sleeves of the sort of smock that he's wearing and reveals that where before his arms were, well, one, sleeves, and two, an absolute mess of seams and stitches and patches. Um, Now it's just smooth, unbroken fabric. And he looks very happy with this fact.
You, you're, but you're pretty. Wait, toy. Okay, you look amazing though, right? That's a lot. You see her trying to
I'm
process all of that.
I'm gonna roll insight for the ragdoll.
Oh my.
Let me just grab his character sheet because I forgot to pull that up.
Oops.
Um, I'm big and smart, I swear.
You're you're good. You're wonderful. We love you.
Insight's a +8.
Oh, nice.
Well, he's a children's toy with a caretaker background. He's supposed to be good at reading the little ones. That's a 22.
Oh wow.
So, how's Sandy doing?
Sandy, okay, with a 20. Oh wow, a 22. So, well, like I said, like a bunch of things that Sandy kind of had a bit of concerns, but also like, oh, that's cool. But also, you also notice that Sandy is like trying really, really hard, like not to like approach you too much or like touch you or anything like that. She's trying really hard to not touch you, basically. And like she's super happy to see you and see you like you're okay and all of that, but she is also like, I have to like make sure I'm doing things okay and also that you're gonna be okay and I don't want to mess up like last time.
Oh, baby. Yeah, he picks up on that, and he kind of tilts his head, and his expression turns like a little concerned, and he says, "It wasn't your fault, Miss Sandy.
uh,
What what happened in the theater? It wasn't your fault.
I
We're okay.
but I should have been more careful.
You couldn't have expected it." And he kind of smiles and scoots over a little bit and pats the side of the cot next to him.
Hmm. How strong is those cots? Wait, hold on.
I mean, this one was one that he probably built himself because, he actually used to work in set design and used to, like, build things.
Okay.
He probably does build things, so this one's actually built pretty sturdy.
All right, that's good. Sandy kind of like
Like,
looks off to Pawn Log and slowly goes to sit down next to him, but not too close.
and he kind of folds his hands in his lap and says, "You couldn't have expected that we would have been so damaged. It's hardly like we had time to send Gil a letter to say, hey, we are severely damaged. Please don't bring any small children with you next time you visit because we don't want to scare anyone. And we're really sorry that we scared you."
No, I mean, it's fine. You did. You also did. You couldn't control because being broken, crack. It's. I mean, I'm just glad you're okay.
Are you okay?
I. She kind of starts like fidgeting with her pinky a little bit. I. I was scared. I was not okay. I was scared for you, and I didn't like seeing you like that. Even though I didn't like know you that much, I still don't know you that well. But that's okay because you're actually really nice, and you're also a friend of Gilly's, and that means like you're a good person. And well, I was I was really really worried
Hmm.
and scared, and I did have nightmares, but it's okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it is okay. I've been so used to saying that it is okay, but I don't know.
God. Sandy can feel free to roll insight if she wants to, but there is just
Sure.
a look of complete understanding on his face at the moment. Yeah,
Oh.
that's about as much as you get with a 12 is that he gets that feeling a little too hard and he's worried about you because oh goodness, sweetie, you're just a little kid. You shouldn't be dealing with that kind of feeling. Oh no. And he kind of scoots over a little bit and gently bumps up against your side and is like, "Would you like a hug? You look like you might need one."
People say that a lot to me. Yeah, hugs are good. If you're fine with it, I don't.
Of course. I mean, I was built to be soft for a reason, wasn't I?
You're built to be
and
soft?
and sort of in answer, he just kind of pulls her into a big ol' hug. And Sandy, it's like being hugged by somebody made of pillows.
Sandy just like blinks for a moment and just like kind of snuggles a little bit towards Bonlug and just like kind of goes and hugs back.
Yeah.
You're so soft.
He kind of giggles and smiles and says, um, "Softer than I have been in a while. It's been a while since I had my stuffing replaced, so." He kind of like squeezes a little bit and like giggles and says, "I'm a bit squishier than usual."
It feels really, really nice. I wish I was squishy. I'm not squishy at all. Like, if you want to try to squish me, you cannot squish me.
And sort of as a test, he like squeezes her as tight as he can, which admittedly is not very tight. He only has a strength of like +1.
No, baby.
But but yep, nope, you don't squish.
Nope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bonlug would notice, like, it's a bit. She's a little bit hardier than most people. That's weird.
um and he just kind of smiles and says, "That's okay. I can be squishy enough for the both of us."
You can be squishy
Um,
enough for both? That's a thing?
I don't see why it couldn't be. Um, and Sandy, you might notice something. Um, if you were in any pain, like at all, it's gone.
You're.
Like it just poof.
Sandy just like snuggles more into Von Log and just like hugs even more. Like, you're cool. You're cool.
Thank you. We believe our creator called us, what was it? A wonder of magic mechanical engineering? We just like, we don't get it either. We prefer to just think that, we were very well built.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Yeah, you were built. And Sandy's like very much contemplating that like sentence.
And he kind of tilts his head a little bit, and he's still hugging Sandy because, oh, okay, baby needs hugs, we give hugs.
Oh,
And he is very warm and soft.
and do you like how you were built?
Hmm, we don't see a reason why we wouldn't. Um, we do what we were built to do very well, and we like what we were built to do. We think we're still getting used to liking things. Like things is when it feels good to do them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So like, if you can like candy, if you like really like, well, how do you? When things taste good, then you like it. Yeah, like that. And then if you've tried like if that's like if you try like a lot of things, then you know which ones you don't like because they're like nope. And then the things that you do like is like yes, I want to do more. Yes, and then the things in the middle where you're like like it's okay. It's like you can manage to, but it's not really like that. Like oh yes. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
And he nods in agreement. Like he didn't catch all of that because goodness, you talk fast. But he nods in agreement. Yes. Liking things, not liking things. It is very weird and very difficult to remember which one is which. And he like thinks for a minute and then says, "We think we like how we were built. We were built to be, well, a friend, a guardian, a caretaker, and we like doing all of those things. We like helping people. We like taking care of others.
You,
We we like how we were built."
hmm. So you can be built to be good things. That's good. Yeah, if you like being all those things, then I guess it's okay.
And he smiles and says, "A lot of people have said that we shouldn't, like Mixbon and Gil, they seem to be a little upset whenever we mention the whole, toy thing." And he frowns and looks a little confused. But, well, we don't see any point in lying. We we are a toy. I mean, and he like kind of, points to the fact that, he's got painted spots on his cheeks, he's got yarn for hair, he's a friggin' ragdoll. It's not like he can hide it. He says, "We we don't mind acknowledging the fact that, we were made and built for a specific purpose. And we're very good at it, we like to think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like you can be like you're a person toy, like you're because you have feeling. Yeah, that's how it works. You have feelings and things, and like you want to be things and like things. Yeah, that's a lot of things. But I you are a person first rather than a toy. Yeah, because like you can. I mean, I've seen other like two people that are like like walking things, or like the streets are full of like they're very different people, and that's like super cool. And yeah, they can also look like toys and stuff like that, but they are two people, people first.
And again, he doesn't quite get all of it, but he nods. Because,
And
he's not going to argue with a child.
and well, I don't know about being built for things because I wasn't really built for good things, but that's okay. Yeah, if you like what you are doing, you used to do, then it's okay. But if the things that you used to do that you didn't like and you decide not to do, that's okay too. And you shouldn't force yourself to do the things that you don't want to do.
And he kind of blinks a little bit and then, like, gently plays with your hair a little bit and is like, you know a lot of things that are surprising for somebody who is your age.
I do.
Hmm.
You know how old
I mean,
I am?
well, we know you're a child. We don't know the exact age, but we definitely know you're a little one.
I
And he
guess.
he boops your nose.
Sandy kind of like wrinkles. She doesn't actually have a nose, but she wrinkles it anyways. To logic.
Toon logic. At the very least, he boops the middle of your face.
Yes. uh, well, I mean, I'm 25, but technically 9. I have two numbers. You can have two numbers apparently. I have two numbers.
And he actually nods at that and says, "Oh, we have two numbers too, technically. Sort of.
You do?
We don't we don't actually know the second number because it's not really concrete, but well, we've been around for it was wow, 90 years a couple days ago. We're almost 100.
That's
Um,
so long.
we know, right? It's crazy to think about. We're almost 100 years old. But at the same time, we were never really built to get much older than, we don't know, maybe 13, 16 ish?
Uh, I don't know. Years are weird. Apparently.
Time in general is very weird.
It is. It is. Like sometimes it was like skip. Like sometimes I don't even remember some things that I have done before, and then I do remember things very specific. It's weird. Like especially because it's too hard to think about. He kind of like flails a little bit about it.
And he kinda laughs and ruffles her hair up again.
But yeah, I guess because I have two numbers, that's why I know things. Even
Hmm.
though I don't really know things that well, I also don't know things a lot. Like I know things, but I also don't know things because I used to did not know about the sun and stars thing. Bob explained that to me.
Oh, what sun and stars thing?
Well, like the sun is like a star, but it's like super super close, and then the stars are like suns, but they're like super super far, or like planets, which is like the thing we're on right now. It's a planet, apparently.
And he is blinking and he looks surprised. This is news to him.
That's like super cool though.
Like, you kind of get the impression, Sandy, that he just kind of thought that the sky was like a blanket that went over the whole
Oh
world
my
and occasionally
god.
changed colors.
Oh my god. Oh dog, I love you.
He is not smart, bless his soul.
Neither is Sandy. They can be not smart together and learn things together.
A pair of idiot children.
Yes. But yeah, and that's apparently a thing that's how the thing works. I didn't know that. So is that cool?
That is cool. We didn't know that either.
We both didn't know the things. And that's okay.
Not knowing things is okay, because that
Yes!
means that there's more that you can learn about stuff, and learning things is
Yes!
fun.
Yes, it is. It's like I really I really like asking questions and stuff like that because then you get to learn more things. But sometimes I forget the things because sometimes there's like a lot of information, and then sometimes like people say things that are like super super weird,
Hmm?
and so you don't know what they're talking about, and then like it gets into like big words. I don't know big words. Apparently, I'm learning how to write.
Oh, we've had to kind of relearn that too. It's not easy, is it?
No, it's hard. I mean, it's easier to like paint, but like writing, it's hard. You have to remember what each thing means. I also reading's hard. I'm learning, but I'm working on it.
We're sure you're doing very well. Also, you paint?
Yeah, I kind of. Well, actually, Bot should have some of the things here, and she starts like she quickly lets go of Bunlock and starts digging around Bond's apartment a bit, and she
Oh,
pulls.
goodness.
Let me just, you know what? Let's just roll perception, I guess. Okay, yeah, I say that's enough. She's been to Bond's apartment enough, and she and she goes, and she, like digs about around a bit, and then pulls out a canvas, and she shows it to Bondlug, and you can see it's yeah, it has like lily pads stuff, like it's like a pond kind of, and she painted it. Let me see if I can actually find the thing. Hold on.
Well,
Yes.
he looks at it and he goes quite literally starry eyed because, like, the glowy lights that kind of make up his irises, like, go star shaped. And he applauds excitedly and says, "Oh, that's beautiful! You're very talented."
Thank you. I just did this for fun because it was nice and and it was more than pace. So like it's cool.
And he nods and says, "You're both very talented. This looks really pretty. Is it of any particular place?"
Well, it's kind of like supposed to be the place where Marcel takes me. And has like a lot of dogs. I should paint a dog one time. I should paint a dog. I should paint a dog one of these days. That would be fun. That would be really cool.
And Bonlock smiles and nods and says, "Ducks are nice. They're very responsible message carriers."
What? They're silly. They always want my bread.
Oh, yes, that too.
They carry messages.
That's how me and that's how we used to send letters to Gil.
You send letters to Gilly?
Hmm.
How did you to me?
Oh, goodness. It was a couple months ago, actually. We, Well, we were out shopping because we were looking for a guide on breaking and entering because, we're supposed to be the bad guy, although we might not do that anymore because Mixbon is teaching us how to heal people, and that's nice. And, well, he kind of like looks around like he might be in trouble for saying it, but he kind of says, "We think we might like helping people a lot better than we like causing problems." But anyway, we were supposed to be looking for a guide on how to break and enter because we had to get into a place for something Airy told us to do. So we were at the back alley market, which is like a supermarket but for villainy stuff. And
Ooh.
well, Gil, I don't remember. We don't remember. Either he bumped into us or we bumped into him. We think we might have bumped into him. Uh, one of us ended up getting knocked over. And then the police arrived.
Oh, and then you had to run. And did you jump out of the window?
No windows. Well, there was a window, but we didn't jump out of it. We hid behind it, sort
Oh,
of.
that's close
He
enough.
kind he kind of like pulls a silver wand that looks like a sewing needle out of his pocket and sort of like taps it against or out of like his sleeve, his hammer space, um, and taps it against his fingers and says, "We cast a spell to well." First, we used the special spell that this wand has on the police people, so
Special?
that they wouldn't be. Mm-hmm.
Let's do. Okay, try it on me.
Uh, he looks at it, looks at Sandy, looks at himself, and then says, Uh, we're not sure we're able to do it right now.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
he kind of fidgets with his fingers a bit, and like bright glowing red threads start to lace themselves through the eye of the needle because that's how his magic looks. And he kind of like flips it around in his fingers a little bit and says, "We're not really supposed to use it on people we like. It's it's a secret. It's a secrety surprise. But
Ooh.
but after we use it on the people we're supposed to, we might be able to show you how it works. It can actually be very fun."
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds fun. I also have like magic thingies, and she does like sparkles with her hands with the station. I also have magic thingies, and they're mostly a lot for hitting and hurting, but that's okay. I can also like poof away and like Gilly does now. Gilly used to not be able to do that, but now he does, and that's really cool.
And Bonlock nods and says, "Gil is a very talented villain and a very talented anti-hero now apparently, and a
Like
very
what?
talented magic user.
And anti-hero?
It's like not a villain, but not all the way a hero. It's like when you do things because you want to do things and you care about certain things and you want to do good by those things. Like for him, we think it might be his family, which is nice because having a family that you want to protect is good. Um, and that's his motive, and basically it means that like he does good, but only for those things. Yeah, it's confusing. It we watch too much of the theater stuff.
I didn't pay attention to the theater stuff. We did go like get the tickets thingies to like when we were gonna go there, and then like Gilly was actually really into it. I was not. I did not pay attention to it.
And he
Is it
kind of
fun?
blinks. He kind of blinks and he remembers what show was on that night and he's just like, "Oh, thank God that she wasn't paying attention." Because they were doing Swanee Todd and that one has a lot of blood and a lot of murder.
Not that Sandy would mind. Sandy would love it.
Uh, but at her question of whether theater is fun, he like brightens up a little bit and he nods and says, "Yes, we quite like it personally, at least. Well, again, we're not used to the whole liking thing, but we think we like theater a lot because it's fun. You get to tell stories, and we're good at telling stories. Although we were never allowed on stage, uh, because you know, well, props don't really go on stage unless they're
What?
being used, and I was
What's the
never
prop?
used for shows. It's like and he points to like the bed and the furniture around the room and says, "If this were the place where a play was being done on the stage, which is called a set, if this were a set, then stuff like the furniture and the bed and the altar, all of those would be props because they are things that makes the scene the scene."
To see, she, I'm gonna roll intelligence.
Roll out advantage because when he realizes that she's struggling, he says, "Oh, but a scene is sort of just where something is and when something's happening.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
like, if, for example, you coming in here, right?
Mhm.
That would have been the start of a scene because you came into a new location, a new place, this place, or well, it's not new to you, but it would be new to people watching. I don't think anyone's watching. That would be weird. But
Hi, people watching. I don't know. I don't. Gillick does like a lot of like. There's a voice and things. And sometimes I heard it, but sometimes I don't. I don't know. It's weird.
and Bonlock nods and says, "Well, basically, when you walked in, that would have been the start of a new scene because you were in a new place that wasn't the place you were before, and something was starting to happen because you were starting to talk to me or us." And he like kind of loosely waves a hand and says, "And when you leave, then that will be the end of this scene and the start of the next scene."
So like how you jump around to place sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool. So wait,
He
so
nods.
people were putting you like as a thing rather than like a person. You would be a really good actor. You can try. Oh, I do have. There's like places, here that do like movies. And it's like a movie, right? It's like a movie.
Yes, it plays a lot like a movie, except instead of people watching it on a screen, it's like if they were watching while the movie was being made.
But there would be so many explosions.
Well, not in most of them. It's really hard to do explosions on a stage. But. And he does kind of think for a minute and says, "I think Bookend Theatre did a couple where there were some really impressive pyrotechnics displays, actually. And that's like explosions, but more controlled."
Hmm. No, we're not going there. We can find another place. We can go and look at theater thingies, or we could we could do our own thing. We could try it all, do our own thing.
And he just kind of smiles, happy to see her excited. But when she mentions like, "Oh no, we're not going back to bookend theater," in like that very serious, completely dismissing the idea tone, he kind of like wilts a little bit, like not visibly, but oh
Oh,
right, not going home. Okay.
oh, baby. I'm gonna roll inside on that. That's a 13.
Oh, well, guess what? That does actually beat the DC for reading Bondlock. His is like an
Oh,
8.
oh my god, baby.
He wears his emotions on his sleeves. He's very obvious about his feelings. He wasn't built to hide things.
Sandy kind of like blinks at Bonlock and like tilts her head like, You wanted to go back?
Well, and he kind of frowns a little bit and rubs at his arm and then shakes his head and tries to smile and says, "It's okay. We just. Hmm. We've never been away this long before."
Well, sometimes it's really, really good to be away from a bad place.
And again, he looks a little confused and a little sad, and but he also like looks back at the fact that yeah, that was a not good place because he was in pain a lot and no one was doing anything about it for the last like 3 days he was there. But
Maybe.
also, and this is what he says out loud and says, "Well, you have to understand that was our home for 50 years. Well, well, actually, longer. Not quite so long as that, but we. That was everything we knew for a while. We're still getting used to the concept that we're not going back."
It's good not. I used to be in a not very good place basically all my life, and yeah, I'm not going back. So you don't have to too.
And he kind of looks up at her because he's still sitting on the cot, but she's like, she probably had to stand up to go get her painting.
Yep.
He kind of looks up at her and he he smiles a little bit and says, "Oh, I'm glad you got out of your not good place."
Yeah, I burned it down.
Blink, blink. Well, that's okay.
I was about to burn down your place too, but it was raining, so it didn't work.
Blink, blink. Oh, hmm. Well, we we appreciate the fact the rain was there then, because well, it wasn't a good place for us, but it was a good place for other people. Other people needed bookend theatre. It was where they worked, it was where they became better people, it was where they went
But
when
it
they
did
were
bad
sick or
things.
hurt or sad. Well, yes, but even the best places do bad things sometimes. And he kind of tilts his head to the side and says, I mean, we mean, well, there are places that are very good, yes? But sometimes very good places do bad things too. They don't do it on purpose, but sometimes you don't understand that a thing is happening until it's too late, and then you've done a bad thing, and you didn't mean to, but it happened. And the
Hmm,
best you can do is just try and move on and do better.
I don't know. Bad things are very, very bad. It's weird, cause I don't know. Cause bad things are bad and good things are good.
Mm-hmm. He nods. But sometimes bad things and good things happen at the same place, and occasionally even with the same people. And at some point, you kind of have to take the bad things and the good things and weigh them against each other and say which one you think matters more to you.
That doesn't. No, doesn't sound right.
And he just kind of shrugs and says, "Okay,"
This is still
because
a little child.
yeah, it's a child and somebody who has never heard of an agency or free will in his life.
Oh.
Like he's perfectly willing to explain what he's used to keep himself sane over the years. But like, if somebody says that's wrong, he's like, okay, I guess that's wrong then.
Oh, baby. But here it's like really good. This place is really good. I only this has no bad things. So you're
And
safe here.
he looks around and nods and smiles and says, yes, we're inclined to agree. This is a very good place.
Yeah, and
And
you can stay here or anywhere that you think it's good.
he smiles a little bit and then frowns and says, it's a very small place though. When we're back on our feet enough to get a job again, we're going to try and earn some money to get Mixbon a new house.
Can I help?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, so what we can work. We can work. Ooh,
Well, you might be a bit young to work, but I know
I'm
that I can.
25. I can use that.
Yes, but you're also 9.
But you don't have to tell people that.
And he kind of blinks, and like half of his brain is like, well, you can't argue with that logic, and the other half of his brain is, oh, sweetie, it's really obvious. But he just kind of nods and says, like, he just kind of nods and is like, well, we can work on it. And he's like, thinking, it says, we're going to try and get a job to get Mixbon a bigger house because they have been very nice and very good to us, and we care about them. And they need a bigger house so that they have space to move and stretch their wings and stuff.
So
Because I don't care what they say, that leads to back problems.
back from? Now you can get hurt because you don't. I don't have wings. So wait, you can get hurt because of
And he kind of like wobbles his hand back and forth and says, they said that they get a lot of stretching in between work and home, but I can't imagine it's comfortable to sleep all bunched up the way they do.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely help then. I don't want my Mona to be hurt.
And he nods very seriously and says, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I
It'll be
can
great.
do more disguise. I can do more disguises. I can do that. Then people will know I'm 9.
And he smiles and says, that's smart. You're very smart, Miss Sandy.
I I guess I don't know. People have to tell me I'm smart, but I'm not actually that smart. I don't know a lot of things.
Well, you can be smart without knowing a lot of things. I mean, our creator, he said that, you know, the more you don't know, the smarter you are, because there are more things that you know you don't know, and that means you know you have more to learn, and that's being smart.
Sandy blinks at that, like, huh. She only understood half of it. But okay.
Oh, bless these two. They are trying so hard to understand each other, and just, it is not working.
I
Um,
guess? Sure.
but, Sandy, as you guys have been talking, occasionally Bunlock will look down to the mess of fabric that is still kind of bundled up in his lap, and he actually has like a needle and thread that he's kind of working through this in sort of bits as you guys have been talking. And I think at this point you could kind of realize that he's sewing something.
You're making a thing. What are you doing? It's Sandy like immediately like goes up right next to it, like trying to like look at it.
Oh, and he he looks like if he could blush, because he kind of can't, because, his face is very painted. But he looks like if he could blush, he would be, and he kind of smiles a little embarrassedly and unfolds the fabric so that she can see. And it's his old clothes, but being a little bit remodeled. Um, the shirt's kind of been turned into a bit of a dress, and he's been working on sewing what looks like cut up pieces of the old like pants of his outfit um, into leggings and sleeves.
Ooh, it looks pretty. Do you want help? I know how to. Wait, I got you a present. And suddenly goes and tries to get the guy. Well, I didn't actually get you. Look, I also had Marcel. Marcel and me got you a present. You have to meet Marcel. It's gonna be fun if you meet Marcel. Hold on, I'm gonna dig around, and she starts digging around her pockets, and she pulls out a tin bin of. Well, it reads that it says cookies.
And he just blank. He doesn't know what to do with this. He's
Here
never
you go.
gotten a present before.
This is for you, for me and Marcel.
Uh, oh, um, thank you. Who's myself?
Marcel is like basically like he's basically like my brother, and also Gilly's brother. And he's like super tall. You gotta meet him one day. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You're gonna have to introduce you. You're gonna be Bob too and Rad. It'll be good. It'll be great. Fun.
And he kind of blinks, and the circles that make up his irises kind of turn into spirals for a minute because he looks a little dizzy because that's a lot of people. But he still like smiles at you and nods and says, "We're sure we'll meet them eventually. Hopefully not all at once. But and he looks down at the cookie tin that she has handed him and looks very confused.
Okay, so like this has cookies, but also has sewing thingies, my thingies.
Blink, blink. Huh?
I Marcel explained it. Like open it. See what you get.
And he opens the cookie tin, and I've got to look to see how the
It's
heck that
it's
thing
a
works.
D20. D20 10 or below is the waivers tools, and then 11 and
Yeah,
higher is cookies.
a d20,
Yep.
and that is
That
a
it
6.
opens up to a bunch of sewing supplies.
Oh, and he smiles, goes, "Oh, new thread, cool!"
Ta-da!
And he applauds and is like, "Thank you. We can definitely make use of this."
Yeah, like, and I like. If you need help, I can also help. I know how to do the thingy with the embroidery. Embroidery.
And he looks a little bit surprised and says, "Oh, well, we wouldn't mind a little help. We weren't planning on doing any embroidery on this one, but if you want to, we wouldn't mind if you wanted to try."
Yeah, I mean, I put hearts in my dress, and she kind of like shows the red hearts in her dress that she has sewed in.
"Oh, those are lovely."
Yeah, and like I could do more things. Like, what do you want? Like I can put whatever you want there. Like I can do things if you want them.
And he smiles and tilts his head to the side and says, "Well, here, why don't you just try and sew something in that will make you happy?" And he, um, like, hands her the dress portion of the outfit.
Whatever I want.
"Whatever you like."
Uh, hmm, And Sandy kind of like thinks for a bit. and kind of looks up to Bonlock, kind of like tilts her head, kind of looks down to the dress, tilts her head. Hmm. You like hearts, right?
And he blinks, then kind of shrugs and nods and like gestures to the fact that there is, the symbol of the stitched up broken heart on the chest of the dress. There's the fact that like he does have like his old suspenders and whatnot sitting on the bed next to him because he was kind of planning on doing something with those, but he hasn't decided yet. So those are there, and the clasps of that make a heart, and he's like, "Hearts are nice. They're a good symbol."
Okay, okay. Do you like a flower? Do you have like a flower that you like how it looks like?
And he tilts his head and he thinks real hard, and then blinks and says, "We don't think we've actually seen a lot of flowers."
You haven't? And Sandy, like, now is starting to, like, think. I don't have spells for flowers. There are roses? Lilies? Uh, I don't know names of flowers.
Hmm. Seen roses before. He kind of wrinkles his nose and says, "They're usually associated with romantic scenes. We don't really use them often, but lilies are nice." He tries to think. Um, hmm. Our Clara, she liked sunflowers. We think sunflowers are pretty.
Clara?
Hmm. He actually smiles, and Sandy, you can feel free to roll insight.
Sure. Oh, boy.
That's a 3. Um, yeah, he just has a smile on his face, and for the audience listening later, it's a very like soft, happy, fond smile on his face. And he says that, "Oh, she was the person that we were built for. You see, she was very sick when she was little, and she needed somebody to take care of her that wouldn't also get sick.
She
So
needed
we
a
were
friend.
made, yeah, that's what we were made for. We were her friend."
Sandy then starts to dig under her scarf, and then she pulls out a heart shaped a necklace.
And he blinks and looks surprised because, huh, he was never expecting to see that again.
She kind of takes it off and hands it over to Bonlog, like, I found this.
Oh, this, oh. And he kind of holds it very carefully. And has Sandy ever opened the locket?
She hasn't.
Yeah, so he pops open the locket, and Sandy, you can actually see the pictures inside. I don't know if maybe Sandy did not know that lockets open.
She did not know. Actually, she's like amazed that it opened. Like, what?
Um, and inside there is a picture, um, and it's of Clara, and it's of Bonblock, and it's of a man that Sandy doesn't recognize. Um, he's very tall, with pale skin and long dark purple hair, and he has like black feathered wings and glowing slightly purple eyes and a gentle smile, and he is just looking at Clara in this picture with just complete and utter adoration.
That's
And
you.
she's smiling back at him, and Bondlock is just kind of sitting next to the both of them because, you know, he was meant to be Clara's attendant, so he was kind of always at her side.
They look happy, and you're right there.
Mm-hmm. He smiles and looks a little sad and says, we remember when this picture was taken. It was right after they'd gotten married.
They got married?
Mm-hmm. And he points to the man in the picture and says, that was our Clara's husband. Um, he said his name was Arian, but, well, he also told us to call him Athaza, because that was short for his real name, Athazagoraphobia. He was Amara. He was very nice.
That's good. He sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. He he was always good to us. He loved Miss Clara more than anything in the world. And she loved him too. Or we thought she did. But he was very good. We miss him a lot.
Where is he right now?
And Bonlock looks sad and a little scared, honestly. Um and he kind of brushes his thumb over the picture in the locket and frowns a little bit and says, well, he's gone. In the sort of permanent sense. He's gone.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, you have his picture. You can keep it.
Oh, no, this is yours. You found it. You should keep it.
But I want to give it to
And
you.
and he kind of blinks and looks at it and says, uh, um, why?
Well, you missed them, right? And, well, with Bond's alter thingy, like you can put pictures or stuff of a person you miss that you can't see anymore technically, and that's the way you can like pay respects or something like that, or you like remember the good things from them and things like that. And well, I don't know that. Well, I mean, I want to help Clara, and it looked like she needed a friend, but she apparently had friends. That's good.
He looks at the locket and his expression is very complicated. Sandy, I'm not even going to let you roll insight on this one because this is a mess of emotions. Like, he is feeling several things at once because, yes, he really misses Athaza and he really misses Clara the way she used to be. But also, there is horror at what Clara did. There is there is pain at the thought of being abandoned. There is just so much going on in his head right now. And but still he looks at the necklace, he looks at Sandy, and he smiles and kind of pulls her into a side hug again and says, "Thank you."
Yeah. Are you okay?
Hmm. Uh, he's not good at lying, so I'm gonna roll deception.
Oh boy.
Uh, that's a 6.
Let's see Sandy's inside. That's a 17.
Yeah, um, he tries to smile, but it clearly doesn't reach his eyes. And he just kind of says, it's complicated. Our Clara wasn't the best person.
Well, if
But
Clara is the person I think she, it's weird. It's a lot of weird things.
did you meet her?
Uh, well, she didn't go by Clara, and she didn't want the necklace back. Retrospect. Yeah, but she hurt Gilly. She she tried to offer me a way to forget things.
And did you take it?
I know because I was angry, but I don't know anymore.
And he kind of squeezes your shoulders a little bit and nods and says, our Clara is complicated. She she was never really a good person in life. She was hmm, she was very scared of a lot of things, especially death. She was scared of that more than anything, but she did try and do right by people in the beginning, and I think she's trying to do right by people now if her warlocks are anything to go by, but also he kind of winces and yeah, he knows that she hurt Gil. He has had to hold Gil together through the aftermath of Retrospect
Yeah.
hurting Gil, and he doesn't approve of that. Like, that's one of the few things that Bonlock can straight up say that no, he doesn't approve of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he kind of looks at Sandy and says, we aren't in any position to judge anyone else's decisions, and our advice is probably not very good. But we think that our Clara, or Lady Retrospect as she's going by nowadays, she her deals should only be taken as a last resort. Basically, when everything is too bad, when you can't see the way out, when everything is too dark and too scary and too bad and upsetting and it just feels hopeless, that's
Yeah.
when it's okay to make a deal.
I I was there before.
Oh, honey. And he just pulls you into another hug, just like, okay, no, you're getting hugs and comfort now.
She kind of snuggles more into Bonlock.
We're sorry you had to deal with feeling that way. It's never a nice place to be.
It, it really wasn't. But I'm out. I am out.
You're out, and you're getting better. You have friends and family that loves you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I just I wish there was somebody else too.
Who? Maybe do you think they can be found again? Or are
I
they
I don't know. Last I saw her, she was taken away.
Oh.
She was very nice. She gave me my name.
She did? That's
Yeah,
a very important thing to give someone.
yeah. And I really, really like it. And then, yeah.
Well, who knows? He smiles and kind of pats Sandy's hair and says, the world works very weirdly, especially for toons. I think that someday, maybe, if the story wants you two to be together again, you'll find her again.
You think so?
It's not 100%. Like, there's a possibility that it won't happen, but there's also a possibility that it will. And all you can really do is be hopeful for it.
Well, I don't even know if she remembers me anymore, but it would be nice. It, it really would be nice to see her again.
Hmm.
You should meet her. She's super, super smart and I think, yeah, you. If I see her again, we can all meet up and it'll be good. You can meet her.
We'd be honored to meet her. She sounds like a very nice person.
Yeah. Her name is Juvia.
Yuvia. That's a pretty name.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we can find her together. And then you guys can be together again and it'll be wonderful.
You think we can do that?
Sure. I mean, anything's possible, right?
Yeah. We're gonna do jobs so that Mona can have like a bigger house, and then we can also like look for Juvia too. It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah. And he smiles and kinda squeezes you again and lets go and then goes back to sewing and says, there's a lot of things that we can do, but we don't have to do them right away either.
Yeah. First, I'm gonna do a heart, and then we're gonna draw you a bunch of flowers, and then you can pick whichever flower you want.
And he smiles and nods and says, would you like me to tell you a story while we work?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he smiles and starts telling her a story as they are working on sewing and embroidering. And if you're okay with it, I think that's where we end the FPS.
Yeah. I think that's a really good spot to end it.
Yeah, the kiddos are friends.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody who listens in the future, for listening. We lost our audience of one.
Oops.
Poor Revy had to leave.
Yeah, it's
But,
okay. We love them anyway. We love you.
We do. We love you all. Thank you all for listening. Have a lovely day. And yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye bye.